What is up, guys? It is the first generation duelist bringing you a re-upload, sort of my new video, or my latest video, one in which I opened the Kaiba's collector box, but unfortunately when I uploaded the video, it shifted the recording sideways, so it was pretty hard to watch, essentially. Like, it was cringy because the quality was degraded on mobile. Even if you did tilt it to go full screen and it was displaying properly, the quality was kind of poop. And then, obviously, if you were watching it on a PC, it wouldn't correct itself on full screen because you can't flip a monitor like you can flip a mobile device. So it wasn't corrected on PC. So eventually, I just took it down after a couple of hours after I realized what was going on, and I literally just decided to remake the video, even though it's obviously impossible to remake the opening. So I'm just gonna go over what was inside the Kaiba's collector box, and I'll make sure to put the thumbnail. I'll make a custom thumbnail for this one. I'll upload it and then make a custom thumbnail. Wow, I can't really talk tonight. Make a custom thumbnail for it on my PC tomorrow. So that being said, also, I want to apologize for the quality of my voice. I'm currently getting over a sickness here, so there's a lot of sinus congestion and everything that really doesn't make my voice optimal for this, but I'm trying my best for you guys. So here we go. I'm going to start with, obviously, the two most exclusive cards of the Kaiba collector box. And in the video, I talked about how I already previously opened the Yugi collector box before I had this channel, and I was very pleased with the Yugi collector box, so I went and picked up the Kaiba collector box because there were plenty in stock. Wow, I just bumped my setup here. I'm gonna have to adjust, unfortunately. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't mean to do so, but as I was saying, I hurried up and I picked the Kaiba's collector box up, especially since there were a bunch of them in stock. So obviously here you have the Blue Eyes White Dragon. I like this art that's on this Blue Eyes. It's the one that I grew up with that came out in the original booster packs when I was a kid, and it came with the Kaiba the Kaiba structure decks rather than this one that's shown here. We'll go over that one later. I only had one of these kinds of Blue Eyes White Dragons whenever I was a kid. Because this one was pretty hard to come by for just a lowly kid like me that didn't have all that money to actually seriously collect, but somehow still managed to get some really good cards. But this is pretty sweet. I really like the card. Like, I really appreciate the variant of Dark Magician, and then obviously you get the humorous Blue Eyes White Dragon, big, like the larger card. And that's pretty sweet. I like it. I have one of Dark Magician, so this one's gonna go right beside it on my shelf. If you guys can hear a little humming in the background, that's my furnace. I do my videos in the basement, and I try not to do them at the same time as like everything else that goes on in my house, but literally my house is like a ticking clock. Like, I'm sure you can hear water rushing by now, but if you can't, again, I'm in the basement, so all the pipes are down here. So there's a lot of commotion that goes on in my house. It doesn't really make it optimal for me to record, but it's still really, really cool, and I always try and make time to do things like this. So noises, no matter what, we're gonna keep drudging on with this. So those aside, I'm gonna go over the packs. Every collector's box comes with booster packs, one for Kaiba and one for Yugi. Well, the two variants. They come 3 of each. I'm pretty sure they come with 6 total. So I'm gonna just briefly go over all the cards that I got in these booster packs. I started out with the Kaiba booster packs since it was the Kaiba's collector box. So I'll just go over them very quickly. I got Judge Man, Lord of D, Polymerization, always a good card to pick up. Lejin, Mystical Genie of the Lamp. I really like this art variant for Lejin, really cool. We have the variant of Voice Raider, Vorst Raider. I really like this art style. It's really sweet, and I'm pretty sure I said in my last video I'm gonna stick this in one of my decks because Vorst Raider is one of my one of my favorite cards to use whenever I was a kid. Same with Lejeune, so they'll definitely be going in my deck. I got Z-Metal Tank, Hitatsumi Giant, the Flute of Summoning Dragon, Sagai the Dark Clown, Petin the Dark Clown, Familiar Knight, another Hitatsumi Giant, another Z-Metal Tank, Cloning, and Paladin of White Dragon. This was one of the ritual summon monsters or the ritual monsters I should say, that I had a bunch of cards of whenever I was a kid. And I only had a few of the actual summoning cards, but I never really used it, obviously, because the attack was 1900. And I mean, if you see Lejeune and Vorse Raider, both have attack powers of 1800 and 1900. So whenever I was using cards like that, I mean, I didn't really see a need to have a 1900 attack monster in my deck that would just take up more deck space. The only thing to it is the ability to get Blue Eyes White Dragon on the field quicker. And in my last video, I described how I didn't really use Blue Eyes that much in my deck, so this card was pretty much useless for me, but still really cool. I like the idea, and it's still overall a really cool card. Then starting into the Yugi Duelist packs, I got Jax Knight, Catapult Turtle, Red Gadget, Big Shield Gardna, and Exchange. Exchange is one of my favorite spell cards to use whenever I'm dueling my friends. Another Big Shield Gardna, Stronghold the Moving Fortress, a Green Gadget, another Jax Knight, and a Dark Magician. Pretty sweet. This is probably my second favorite art for Dark Magician. Still really cool. Probably going to put that in one of my decks too. Spellbinding Circle, Blackluster Ritual, Swords of Revealing Light, always a good card to pick up, Light Force Sword, and Marshmallow, one of my favorite cards to use whenever I was a kid. So that was pretty much it for the booster packs. I would say it's really cool. I don't really know, obviously since I'm new to this, what all I could have pulled potentially for the booster packs, but I try and obviously hope for the best, you know, heart of the cards. So but either way, I like the luck of the draw, and I don't really like looking into what I could potentially get because I like the aspect of surprise whenever I'm opening packs like that. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the... Actually, I'll do this first since I'm moving on to the structure deck. Essentially, I mean, obviously, this isn't really interesting for you guys, but it's just all the paperwork that comes with the structure deck. The playmat's pretty cool. I have the Yugi version. And then I have the beginner's guide, pretty much the updated rule book. I don't know if it's updated to the new rules with other stuff like that, but it's pretty much the original rule book. And then obviously it's like a little ad, I guess, for other cards and stuff. Pretty sweet. Always liked reading that stuff in the structure decks whenever I was a kid. And then we move on to the actual structure deck itself. Overall, this is a really awesome deck, and I like using it with my friends. It's a really easy deck to pick up on. If you're new to the game and you've never played it before, these two structure decks, the Yugi and the Kaiba decks, literally teach you everything that you need to know. I like them personally because they're filled with more of the original cards than they are new cards, which is obviously, you know, my thing, first generation duelist. So but that being said, you know, really cool deck. Would recommend either picking up the Kaiba collector's box, or if you can get your hands on the Yugi's collector box, or if you can either get individually the structure decks of either, then you're on your way to becoming a pretty cool duelist, and a good one too. So starting off, we have the Hollow Blue Eyes, really cool art on that one. Then we have the regular Blue Eyes. We have an Aquamador, the original art for Lejeune, Battle Ox, Opticlops, the Dragon Dwelling in the Cave, Luster Dragon, X-Head Cannon, Mad Dog of Darkness, the original art for Vorse Raider, Alexandrite Dragon, Wadatail Dragon, Twin-Headed Behemoth, Yomi Ship, Dace Feral Imp, Kaiser Seahorse, another Kaiser Seahorse, Chaos Necromancer, Blade Knight, Horus the Black Flame Dragon level 4, Horus the Black Flame Dragon level 6, Cybernetic Cyclopean, Puppet Plant, Dace Mosquito, Tiger Dragon, Vanguard of the Dragon, Divine Dragon Apocryph, Interplanetary Purply Thorny Dragon, that's a mouthful, say that 5 times fast, Dark Hole, Soul Exchange, Tribute to the Doomed, Rush Recklessly, Mystical Space Typhoon, Offerings to the Doomed, Stamping Destruction, Enemy Controller, Burst Stream of Destruction, Shrink, Shield Crush, Silent Doom, Dragonic Tactics, Shard of Greed, Trap Hole, Sakuretsu Armor, Shadow Spell, Widespread Ruin, Threatening Roar, Birthright, and Damage Gate. So, like I said, overall the deck has some really awesome cards in it. Really, really awesome cards to help any beginner duelist even understand the concept of Yu-Gi-Oh! Overall, it's really sweet. I like the collector's box, has a lot of awesome cards in it, and I think overall it would be a 10 out of 10 pickup for any duelist, whether you're a new duelist to the game or whatnot. Doesn't matter. This and the Yugi's box is really sweet. If I can get my hands on another Yugi box, I'll buy it and make an opening for that one, just so I can get more of the duelist pack cards. Because I already have the Yugi structure deck. It's actually sitting right here. I put it in sleeves, so pretty sweet. But thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for bearing with me for the original upload, and I hope you guys enjoy the re-upload, even though it's not really as exciting as an original opening. But it's also a little bit shorter than the original one, so that's always nice. I want to thank you guys for watching. Remember to comment, like, and subscribe. Tell me what you want to see. Tell me how you think I'm doing. Tell me what kind of packs you want to see me open. I'm trying to shoot to get a couple more boxes and some booster packs for you guys over the next week. Try and get some more videos made so I can start putting more videos out slowly so you guys can enjoy them. So that being said, just thank you guys so much for watching, and goodbye.